Making fun of men who lose their hair because of male pattern baldness is body shaming. Watching yourself lose all of your hair and not being able to do anything about it is an agonizing process, and no one deserves to be made fun of for it. It is just as bad as any other form of body shaming, and people who do it should be called out on it. If you think making fun of people who are fat, skinny, small, big etc. is bad, but making fun of bald people is okay, then you are a hypocrite. I'm only 22 and my hair is receding like crazy. Tried shaving my head a couple months ago to see how I will inevitably look. Friends totally took the piss out of the shape of my head, and it's made feel so fucking nervous about when I eventually lose all of it. Edit: I've only just noticed all the replies to my comment. Thanks everyone for all your advice and reassuring comments. I think stress is probably the biggest factor to my hair loss. Being a 22-year-old single father of a 3-year-old doesn't help LMAO, but I think I might just start shaving it and getting used to it rather than trying to save it. My husband is 22 and his hairline is receding pretty drastically, and he has a bald spot forming on the back of his head. I feel so bad for him because he loves his hair. His barber was out of town a few months back, so he had someone else cut his hair and they basically made him bald. I told him, hey, at least now you know you'll still look super sexy even if you lose your hair. I thought it would be reassuring, but he was like, don't say that, I don't want to lose my hair, it's emotional. But yes, you're right. No one should be made fun of for physical qualities that are out of their control. A lot of people think it's okay to make fun of short men, balding men, men with smaller penises, fat men, etc. Unfortunately, the world isn't ready to talk about how this hurts people. My son started losing his hair in his early 20s and it really bothered him. He tried several things to keep it but ultimately went with it and shaved his head. He's now in his 30s and wears that look well, and it doesn't seem to bother him anymore. I know a few people teased him about it at first. You're getting thin up there, ain't ya, and that sort of thing. I know a couple of women with thinning hair and no one would dare say anything to them about it. It's a double standard. As a balding man, I approve this message. Unless they can change something in 10 seconds, then don't say anything. Something in their teeth, then absolutely say something. Bad haircut, don't say anything. I am 17 right now and I have been balding since 16. This shit is hard, man. Yes, shaming someone's body is body shaming. As a bald person, I have never seen someone actually make fun of me. Friendly banter, yes, but never made fun of. I live in Europe, if that matters. As a girl who has alopecia areata, spot baldness, that occurs every few years since I'm 3 years old, to the point where I lost 80% of my hair when I was a teenager, I wholeheartedly agree. I was bullied, talked about behind my back, teachers made comments, etc. It hurts to see funny comments about baldness and wigs all the time, while other body-related shaming is at least seen as wrong by the majority. I'm head over heels about a guy at work that has a growing bald patch on the back of his head. I think it's sexy as hell. He wants nothing to do with me. LOL. I am willing to lose an inch in my penis, just not go bald. I've got thin hair. As a woman it's hard too. I make the jokes and bring it to people's attention so that no one is able to have that over me and I feel in control. But to be honest, most people don't even really notice. If you're a great person with a big smile, the negatives you don't like are barely noticed by others. Nice thing about men is that hats are often accepted as normal in their wardrobes. I 100% agree, but like most popular posts on this sub, this is a very popular opinion. Yeah, it is body shaming. I personally would make fun of someone with either of the problems mentioned only as a playful joke, and if the person I'm talking to is calm with it. If they aren't, I don't bother mentioning it. I agree, downvoted. I think it would be great if wigs were considered totally normal. They would be considered normal articles of clothing that most people wear every day. It would be great for everyone, because it would mean that anyone could have any possible hairstyle they want, not limited to their own hair type. You could even have a different style and color every day. Oddly enough, it is worse body shaming than criticizing someone for being overweight, because more often than not it is their own fault. Anything a person did not choose: height, facial features, hair loss, breast size, dick size, vaginal aesthetics, etc. are the cruelest to make fun of. I've been made fun of for my weight. You know what it made me do? Eat less shit that was poisoning me anyway. Hey, here's a thought of the day: why don't we stop making fun of others, mind our own business, and live in harmony? I know. Hippie chick talk. But damn, I have enough on my plate to last a good long while without me pointing out people who are balding. I happen to think that some men look pretty good with their shiny heads. To quote Ice-T, "Do ya thang man, fuck what they lookin' at." No way, this is an unpopular opinion. And telling them to just shave it off is stupid too. Bald isn't for everyone, like it or not. Making fun of people in general is an asshole move. It doesn't matter what it's for. As a man who lost his hair at 17, yeah, it sucks at the time, but just shave it or keep it short and move on. If you can grow a beard, it's a plus. Otherwise, women who you would want to be with could really care less. Some actually are into shaved heads big time. If they care, you're dodging a bullet anyways. I watched my husband lose his hair and it really devastated him. I can't imagine how traumatic it must be for a man to have to go through that, because it's not like there's any easy solution, unless you're rich, of course. Good news is that when a man finally summons up the courage to shave off his thinning hair, he always looks so much better. My husband shaved his after years of worrying about what he'd look like bald, and he looks amazing. He has so much more confidence now, and it's lovely to see. People like to shame others over things they can't change because they think it shows how much better they are at your expense, and it's shallow as fuck. One of the most undesirable traits a human can have, yet it's so common.